Hi, I'm Jonas Urba. I'm a New York employment lawyer here with Employment Law Reality Check. Restrictive covenant agreements, also known as RCAs, are usually known as non-competition agreements, non-solicitation agreements, non-disclosure agreements. I get calls from people in the healthcare industry as well as the finance industry who say, can I make this move? Can I change employers? And the first question I ask is, are you bound by a non-disclosure agreement of some kind? Usually they're very, very complicated and they're lengthy agreements that many employees don't read. But if you're going to make a job change, you really need to know what you've agreed to and what your new employer might want you to agree to. Since COVID, a lot of people are working globally. And so that restriction that used to be just on a very specific geographic area could be the entire world. You want to know, based on what you do on your job and what the employer is going to prohibit if you ever leave them, or what you're not going to be able to do or not going to be able to disclose before you make a move. So there have been some interesting cases that have come out recently in the last couple of years. And they say that the parties in New York have the right to contract. They have the right to decide what law applies. It used to be that the courts would go into this complicated conflict of laws analysis, and that's no longer the case. If you agree to New York law or another state's law that is not against our public policy, the court will enforce that. And so the best thing to do is make sure that you talk to an attorney and the attorney does research. Because the laws do change, and in 2012 to 2015 there were several laws that were interpreted by New York's Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York, and even the federal courts accept that substantive law of New York and they apply it in our federal court system. So talk to some employment lawyers. You can call me. I'm Jonas Urba. I serve the entire state of New York, and I can be reached at 212-731-4776. Attorney Advertising. Stay safe.